Okay, let's start with some news articles. It will be a short video today. Let's start. Just I'll be touching on just a couple of articles. Let's start. Alaska Airplanes Alaska Airlines plane lands in Portland after losing window. A passenger plane lost a section of its fuselage in midair, forcing it to make an emergency landing in the U.S. state of Oregon on Friday. The Alaska Airlines Boeing 737 MAX 9 returned to Portland 35 minutes into its flight to California after an outer section, including a window, fell out. A window fell. Alaska said 177 passengers and crew were on board and landed safely. North Korea fires artillery shells towards South Korea's border island. North Korea fired more than 200 rounds of artillery shells off its west coast towards the South Yongyan Island. Seoul's military has revealed South Korea ordered civilians to seek shelter on the island before holding live fire drills on its own. The South called it a provocative act, which actually it is, but the North denied the islands were in danger from its firing drills. Japan earthquake, nearly 250 missing as hope for survivors fade. We know what happened on 1st January. Japan was hit by a terrible earthquake. At least 250 people are still missing, and rescuers are rushing to find 242 people missing after a devastating New Year's Day earthquake. A critical 72-hour period to find survivors from when the quake struck ended late on Tuesday. Biden slams Trump for Capitol riot in 2024 campaign speech. In his first campaign speech of 2024, President Joe Biden cast his likely election opponent Donald Trump as a fundamental threat to American democracy. Whether democracy is still America's sacred cause is the most urgent question of our time, Mr. Joe Biden said. What's democracy is still Whether democracy is still America's sacred cause is the most urgent question of this time. It's what the 2024 election is all about. Mr. Trump labeled the speech as fear fear mongering, and called Mr. Biden the threat to democracy. Biden's record is an unbroken streak of weakness, incompetence, corruption, and failure, said the former president at a rally in the state of Iowa. US says Russia using North Korea ballistic missiles. Russia has used ballistic missiles and launchers supplied by North Korea in its war on Ukraine. National Security Council spokesman John Kirby said it has a significant and concerning escalation relating to Pyongyang's support to Russia. He said the US would raise the matter at the UN Security Council and impose additional sanctions on those working to facilitate arms transfer. Moscow has denied any such collaboration hours after the White House made the accusations. North Korea leader Kim Jong un called for missile launch vehicle production to be expanded into the country. Rishi Sunak had significant doubt over Rwanda plan, papers suggest. Rishi Sunak had significant doubts about sending migrants to Rwanda when he was chancellor, papers have revealed. They suggest he wanted they suggest they they suggest he wanted to scale back number 10's original plans. They also indicate Mr. Sunak was not sure they would stop channel crossings. They also suggest he was reluctant to fund reception centers to accommodate migrants instead of using hotels or private housing because hotels are cheaper. Okay. Mm. McDonald's hit by Israel Gaza misinformation. McDonald's said it was seeing a meaningful hit to business as customers in the Middle East and elsewhere boycott the firm for its perceived support of Israel. Chief Executive Chris Kempinski acknowledged impact in a LinkedIn post blaming the backlash on misinformation. He is the second boss of a major US firm to address the business toll sparked by Israel Gaza war tension. Starbucks has also been affected. Several markets in the Middle East and some outside the region are experiencing a meaningful business impact due to the war and associated misinformation that is affecting brands like McDonald's, Mr. Kempinski wrote down in the message. Madrid City Hall apologizes over blackface Epiphany videos. Madrid City Hall has apologized after distributing videos featuring a white actor wearing blackface as part of wildly popular Epiphany festivities. One of the videos also had the man in blackface speaking with a heavy accent, leading to accusations of racism. Madrid's deputy mayor apologized for the regrettable mistake, blaming the company which produced the videos. Blackface was a historical practice in which black people were mocked for the entertainment of white people. Who are the three men vying to be Taiwan's next president? On 13 January, Taiwan will elect a new president in a critical race that would redefine the island's relationship with China. We know what a troublesome past Taiwan has with China and with ongoing issues mounting on. This election would not be easy for the Taiwanese president at all. Who are they? The frontrunner William Lei Cheng Te. He may be soft spoken, but Taiwan's 64-year-old vice president is a staunch defender of the island's self governing status, with China's state run Global Times even calling for him to be prosecuted under Beijing's anti secession laws. Hu Yu. As a child, Mr. Yu supported his family's business by catching pigs or helping out at their pork stall in a local market. The 66-year-old once had skills he developed while taking on pigs helped build him career as a policeman. The former police chief turned to politics in 2010 and became mayor of New Taipei. So let's see how well he does. Then the last one, Ko Wen-je. Who is Ko Wen-je? The quirky doctor turned politician who once released a trippy rap video during his Taipan mayorship, urging residents to do things right, brands himself as a third choice for voters between provoking and deferring to China. Head to the Taiwan People's Party, Ko Wen-ji has proved popular among young voters and at one point even pulled ahead of Mr. Lai. However, he has fallen behind as the race has worn on with the TPOF, predicting he will walk away with 25% of the votes. His ratings have dropped back of late. Just let us wait till the presidential elections are over on 13th and we will come to know who is winning the race. So there are many presidential elections taking place in 2024 as Bangladesh, Pakistan goes in for presidential elections in the next few months. Bangladesh in this month itself, and also India. There will be a lot of political changes globally, and we are ready to see that. What are your thoughts on it? Israeli ex-hostage returns to site of Nova Festival massacre and kidnappings. Within a matter of hours, okay, exactly 3 months ago, this weekend, Eve Levy and her husband were in a hurry. It was just after 6 o'clock in the morning and they were late in arriving at the Nova Music Festival in the woods near Kibbutz Rim because they wanted to spend another night with their 2-year-old son. But within a matter of hours, they changed, everything changed and there were explosions. Now they have returned back to the same place where a massacre took place the very same day. Relatives, friends are raising voice against the massacre that have taken away their favorite ones from themselves and are calling for justice to be done to them. GM Robotaxi unit crews offers 75,000 to resolve crash crash probe. General Motors Cruise Robotaxi unit offered on Friday to pay $75,000 to resolve an investigation by California regulators into its failure to disclose details of a pedestrian crash involving a self driving car. In December, the California Public Utilities Commission ordered Cruise to appear at a Feb 6 hearing, citing it for misleading the Commission through omission on the extent and seriousness of the accident and for misleading public comments on the interaction with the agency. US Europe embark on new diplomatic push to quell the Gaza war. US Secretary of State Antony Blinken and Europe's senior diplomat Joseph Borrell began a new diplomatic push on Friday to stop spillover from the Gaza war into Israel occupied West Bank, Lebanon, and the Red Sea shipping lanes. Their Middle East visit came 3 months since Hamas militants from Gaza attacked Israel, triggering an offensive that has devastated the enclave, uprooted 90% of its population, and killed more than 22,000 people, according to Palestinian officials. Okay. US economy cranks out jobs at brisk clip in December, wages increase. UAW strikes tentative deal with auto parts maker Ellison Transmission. The United Auto Workers Union has reached agreement with auto parts maker Ellison Transmission Holdings Incorporation on a tentative deal covering 1,500 workers in Indianapolis. The labor group has said on Monday the 4-year contract guarantees a starting wage of $20 per hour for UAW employees and retroactive pay hikes until November 15th last year and two categories of bonus that amount to 7,000 as per the union as per the union's letter. US Safety Board investigating Alaska Airlines Boeing 737 MAX 9 emergency landing. Epstein invoked Fifth Amendment right to silence 600 times as per the court filings. The late financier Jeffrey Epstein invoked his constitutional right against incriminating himself about 600 times in testimony for a lawsuit brought by Virginia Giuffre, who accused him of sexual abuse. Epstein's refusal to answer questions in Giuffre's lawsuit against his longtime associate Ghislaine Maxwell was disclosed in a filing on Friday in Manhattan Federal Court as part of a trove of documents being unsealed this month from the civil defamation case which settled in 2017. Okay, what interesting do you want to hear? I'm just reading out the news articles. Bangladesh poll booths burn on election eve as train arson kills four. Oh my god, that's really bad. Polling booths were set ablaze in Bangladesh on the eve of Sunday's general elections, while four people, two children among them, were killed in a train fire that the government decreed as arson targeting democratic values. Hello. China is ramping up the pressure for Taiwan's election. I think this will be the last news article. The December sun is baking on the hang. It's not December, it's this January. And China is putting pressure. I'll deal with this later on. Okay, I'll come up with some more news and let's see if we have something else right now. Hezbollah says it hit Israeli observation post with 62 rockets. Lebanese armed group Hezbollah has said that it has hit Israeli observation post early Saturday with 62 rockets. I think that will be all for now. We'll come back again. Whom are you supporting? Palestine or Israel? I want the war to end. Israel started it, but this is actually, it's a very, this problem in the Gaza area, it's a long root, it's a deep rooted problem that has been going on not for decades but for centuries. And all of it started with, people trying to throw away Jews from that land. The Shias and the Sunnis have their own issues, right? Now they want the Jews to be, that has been the problem. And because of those problems, those deep rooted problems, other problems have also cropped up. So we cannot blame one side. Yeah, Israel had attacked a Shia mosque few months back, and as a matter of fact, it is because of Israel that all this war started. Palestine, the Hamas decided to attack Israel. But all the blame cannot be put on Israel because Israel has suffered a lot at the hands of Palestine. So nobody, in my opinion, if you ask me, nobody is a saint, yet nobody is a criminal. This problem is a deep, deep, deep rooted problem. As a child, I remember, as a 3 or 4-year-old child, I remember I used to see news articles, news at that point of time. Let's say some 30 years back. That point of time, when I was like 3-4 years old, I used to see the Israel war, people being killed, Israel and Palestine fighting together. So I am not supporting anyone just because many Indians are supporting Israelis and many Indians and people, the world is mocking Indians. I'm not taking anybody's side. I want the war to stop just as I want the Ukraine-Russia war to stop. So I will also stop here today and let's get back on Monday. Okay? Bye and take care. Enjoy your weekend. Okay?